boys and girls, welcome to the Crafty Corner. I'm Miss Lisa and I'm here at the Fayette County Public Library. Today we are going to make this really cute fancy pig. We have packets for you here at the library, okay? And when you come get your packet, you will have a bunch of pink paper and some white paper and some rubber bands. The only other thing that you're going to need are some scissors and a glue stick and a black marker. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to make two circular folded pieces of paper, and then we are going to add on the facial features for our pig. Now, I have already made the bottom part of the pig, so I'm going to just show you how to make his face, and it's the same procedure both ways. So you're going to take your piece of paper and you're going to fold it in half, and then you're going to cut it in half. Okay, and now the top part of the pig, his face, is smaller than his body. So before we get started, I'm going to line these two pieces of paper up, and I'm going to cut off about 1/2 inch from the long side of the paper, and that's going to create a smaller circular fan. So now here's the fun part, boys and girls. You get to go back and forth lots and lots of times. So you're going to try to be as even as you can. Press it down as you go. Okay, so you're just going to go back and forth, and you're going to do that to both pieces of paper. All right, so this takes a little while, and try to be as even as you can, or the face wrinkles are not going to be all spaced out the right way. Okay, so there's the first one. I've made that fan. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. As you can see, I go about 1/2 inch, and I just keep going back and forth until I get all the way to the end of the paper. Okay, and then when you make the bottom of the pig, do not cut any paper off. Remember, I cut off some paper to make his face smaller than the bottom. So what you'll do with that bottom part is just fold your paper in half and then cut it and then make the fan. And just go back and forth until you get all the way to the end without trimming it any. Okay, so now that we have the two pieces, we have to connect them. So I'm going to take my glue stick, I'm going to get one of these folds, put the glue stick on it, and connect it to the fold of the other one. All right, so I have this big, huge, long fan. Now I'm going to squish it all together, and we're going to fold it in half. This is going to be his face. Now, to get the face to stay together halfway, take a rubber band, stick it in there, and then we're going to wrap it around and around and around and around. Now, some tutorials I saw for this gave you the option of using a piece of yarn or string, but I have found that the rubber band really works the best. It won't break. Okay, now we get to fan it out and glue the two pieces together. All right, so this is going to be a little tricky sometimes. You might need some parents' help here. So we're going to put a lot of glue stick on that fold. I'm going to fold it right in half here and connect the two pieces together. All right, pinch that fan all there together. And again, boys and girls, sometimes we have to wait. We need that glue to set up a little bit. So I'm just going to hold it for 5-6 seconds because I don't want to do the bottom half and have this part come apart. So we're going to hold it together. All right, now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Put the glue on. Bring the pieces together and pinch it hard. All the way to the middle. The middle part's the hardest, and the face is harder than the big piece because it's so much smaller. Okay. Pinch it right up there next to that rubber band, and you can see this part over here is still coming apart, so we have to pinch it a little bit longer. Okay. Once you've got it pinched, you can maybe spread your little fan pieces out a little bit so that they're a little bit more even. Oh, and did it come apart? It came apart. All right. So again, maybe that's probably not the best idea. Okay. Now that you have your two pieces, I'm actually going to let this piece glue and stick together for just a minute. while we make some of the pig body parts. So we want some feet, we need his nose, we need some ears, we need a tail. So for the feet, I'm just going to cut a rectangle. I'm going to fold it in half, and then you'll notice their feet sort of are wavy at the bottom. So I'm just going to come in and go back down. Okay. However you want to make a pig's foot is fine. That's sort of the way I do it. I'm going to take the black marker and go ahead and color that part in. Do that to both feet. Okay. Yep, I didn't color that too good, did I, boys and girls? I need to maybe wear my glasses so I can see where I need to color. You notice that I have a tablecloth down, so it's okay that I get a little bit of the marker on the table. So if you're doing this at home, you might want to put a sheet underneath you or something so that you don't get markers on your table. Okay, so then there's some feet, and we'll attach those to the bottom of the body. Let's make his snout next. So I'm going to make a rectangle. Okay, I'm going to sort of figure out how I want it. And I'm just going to curve the edges. Okay, and you've got plenty of paper. So if for some reason you don't like it the first time around, you can always try again. Okay, so that's probably about the right size. Yep. So then I'm going to make 2 circles. Yep, for his nostrils. And let's match it up to the face. Okay, so this is the face, not the body. You need it up here on the face, okay? And then we need some eyes. Remember, the way that I like to make eyes is I fold my paper in half, and that way I get both eyes that are exactly the same size. And just go around with my scissors until I'm happy with my circle. I'm not quite happy with it. Okay. And we'll put the dark spot on the inside. All right, so now what we have to do is put the whole thing together. Now I do have to make a tail still, and ears. Well, maybe we should go ahead and make those ears. All right, so for ears, I'm going to take a square, and again, I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to sort of come up and just make a point and come back down. Okay, and then we're going to want to fold it a little bit at the top. And we're going to want to fold it again at the bottom because that's what's going to glue to the back of the pig fan. Okay, so we'll have those little tabs to go on the bottom there. All right, we'll save the tail for last. So now here's also, this pig can be a little tricky. So we're going to want to try to find some places where the fan sort of comes together to be able to hook the head to the body. So that seemed to be a pretty good spot. So I'm just going to sort of slather this with glue on the inside and outside and all around there. Then I'm going to lay these folds into those folds. Just going to stick it together, pinch it, and it should stick. Okay. For the feet, okay, if you'll notice, they might be a little long, so maybe I need to trim them. We don't need super long feet. We're going to turn him over, and we're going to slather the glue on. And we're just going to oops, I did it wrong, boys and girls. I put the glue on the wrong side. Okay. Did I? I'm a little confused this morning. All right, let's go this way. And then we're going to stick it on there. Find a place to pinch it. So we're putting the glue on the front of the pig's feet. We're going to take it to the back and sort of pinch it in there. Okay. It's a little tricky with all these folds. And remember what I've said before, the hardest part of crafting sometimes is waiting for it to dry. Okay, so there's those. Okay. Very carefully, we are going to put his nose on. And so it has to adhere, boys and girls, to all those little ridges. So slather it on really good and then just lay it on top. It will stick as long as we don't play with it very much. The eyes, we do the same thing. Okay, we just have to hope that it sticks on there. And I have a problem over here with the ridges. This eye, it's going to have to stick somewhere right there on that ridge, I guess. Okay, I don't know, this pig's turning out a little wonky, boys and girls. All right, let's see if we can't get his little ears to stick. Okay, so we're going to put the glue there and put it up back underneath. Put a lot of glue there and put it underneath. Okay, remember it's going to have to be sticking to those ridges. So put a lot of glue on there and then you're going to have to let it set. Now we still need to make the tail. Now with the tail, you're going to want to make a square, and we're just going to want to square or circle that square up a little bit. Okay, and then we're just going to take our scissors and go in a little bit to that circle, and then just go around and around and around and around. Okay, the thinner it is, the more you'll get. Okay, so now we have our wiggly tail, and you're going to want to take this middle section here, or the end section, put the glue on it, and then stick it up underneath. You know what, I'm not too happy with how this part came out, so I'm going to trim it up a little bit. We're going to put a lot of glue right here on the center of that circle where we started cutting. Oh, and it even came off. That wasn't good. Oh, boys and girls, this pig's giving me troubles today. All right, so we're going to put the glue here, which is probably fine too, and just stick it underneath. Otherwise, I could always start a new tail. Stick it underneath, and there is the tail. All right, boys and girls, this is our fancy pig who takes some patience to work on because of all the folds and all the glue. All right, boys and girls, I hope you've enjoyed this craft. Come down here and get a packet. All you need is the pink paper and a few other things. All right, my name's Miss Lisa. I'm here at the Fayette County Public Library. You've been watching the Crafty Corner. Come and see me again next week.